heal the world, make this a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying, but if you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Hello everybody, Lady Cheryl here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm a little under the weather. I'm not really sick. I just have an allergy flare up, and my eyes are real swollen with all the pollen and everything that's going, being spread in the winds. We had a really windy last couple of days, and early this morning we had a little rainstorm with very high winds that caused some damage to the food forest. Not real bad. I'm not complaining because there are a lot of areas in the country that are really experiencing terrible weather. Especially down in the Louisiana area, and I know that there's a tornado watch in some areas. Some parts of the country in the southern states are expecting a frost or a freeze for the next 2 days, so I'm praying for those gardeners and everybody that's in the path of the storm. I will also share with you some seeds that I'm sowing. This is phase 2 of my emergency garden, and I'm going to share with you why and who inspired me to sow these seeds. Okay, let's get started. Guys, as I said, I was going to show you the damage, and I'm not complaining because anything that I had to cut off or prune off because it was already broken, like these tomato branches, it will go right here into this compost, and I'll turn it into tea. But I just want you to know that we have very high winds in Texas, so when I first came out, I saw a lot of branches broken, snapped off. As you can see, one here was snapped off. I'm not gonna go over it and just concentrate on all of the negative because there are so many other positive things. But if you're a new gardener, I don't want you to get all upset when you see some of your branches broken off, because in spite of all the damage, I still got a lot of tomatoes, guys. Look right here. I'm gonna bring it in a little closer so you can see kind of like the actual size of the tomatoes. I'm going around to the wall of the greenhouse, and I'll just show you tomatoes everywhere. And I'll get down in here. These were some of my first, and they're almost big enough for me to make some fried green tomatoes. But I like mine to be a little blush when I make my fried green tomatoes, and I'll do a video. There's some more tomatoes. I don't want to be repeating the same tomatoes. Let me go over here. And as you can see here, I didn't do too many heirlooms this year because I do that every year. And I wanted to try something different, and I'm glad that I did do these hybrids, early girl and celebrity. So they're going to be like your typical sliced tomato, hamburger sandwich tomato, because this way I'll be able to give more food away. And these are just the tomato plants in the greenhouse. You guys know I have a lot of more outside. I haven't looked at them yet, but I'm just sharing with you what's growing in the greenhouse. And I can't possibly show you all of them. There's quite a few over here and here. And you guys know that I thoroughly believe in pruning those bottom branches so that you can keep fungus and insect damage. Now I'm gonna show you these marigolds, and I'm going to skip. I gotta walk over here and be careful so I don't fall, holding on to the greenhouse. I'm showing you all of the marigolds right down here. These are the ones that you guys, if you've been with me a while, you know that I grew them in my grow room during the winter. But when the weather gets warm, these have only been growing for a week. You remember I transplanted them from over here when they were just a few days old. So, yes, your seeds will germinate faster in the heat and they will grow faster in the heat, but I could not have this much marigolds growing that would deter insects if I hadn't started early. Now I want to show you right here, some of these tomatoes have reached the top of the greenhouse. And let me show you again how I string these up. I try to go where there's an arm. Let me go around like that. Where there's an arm, and I make this kind of loose where I can just cut it. And then I tie it and string it up to here. I leave string there in case I have to adjust it. For example, this can go even tighter. So I left it loose because this one has not grown all the way to the top. Now, I've decided to plant more for my emergency garden. So I took some of that potting mix that I got last week, and I added azomite rock dust, worm castings, and mycorrhizal fungi and little wood chips at the bottom. And I'm going to show you what I'm getting ready to plant. Here are some of the radishes I planted less than a week ago. I got them from Bricker Creek, and they supposed to taste like white potatoes. And yeah, they're growing really well. I think I'm going to plant some more. So I'll be back. And right here, I love the way those radishes that I just showed you were coming up real fast. That's supposed to taste like a white potato. I'm going to plant another tray, a complete tray of them. And when I harvest all of that lettuce out of that other container, I'm going to plant it as well. So I just wanted to update you guys on my greenhouse. It seemed like it took more damage than the actual wind outside caused to the plants outside. And the beans are coming along nicely in the baskets. They're going to be putting on beans very soon, because when they start making it like that and move back, then the beans will appear. This is the second year I've done the beans in the basket, and I like it because I don't have to bend over so much. And the emergency garden food is doing real good. Oh, I know what I want to share with you. Guys, I bought these cassava cuttings off of eBay during the winter. And you can see I have one beautiful plant. And I was thinking, like, maybe I should just dig this up because the other two little cuttings didn't come up. But check this out. I just recognized this yesterday. You can get too soon on your cuttings or your plants, because now they are just coming up. And when they first come up, they'll be a little light, steady my camera, a little light in color. And as they get more sun, they will start greening up, and hopefully they will catch up with this one here. So this plant is, this whole container, I can't move it, but I'm going to have one of my sons soon come and move it. And then I have black-eyed peas here and over here and right here. That's some compost there. And here's some more of the emergency garden. We have cucumbers. Something ate up the okra. No, cucumber. It was cucumber because there was a trellis right here. Something ate it up. I pulled it up. Once plants start looking weird to me, I pull them up. I don't waste my time. These are all pollinators. Some of them have okra growing in them, like okra growing right there, okra growing here. Do I have any here? Yes, I have 2 okra. They're going to take off now because it's warm. And these will be put around the fruit trees. These ones that just have plants in them. Marigold plants. And here is some of that wandering Jew. I found a couple little sprigs that fell in the garden bed. So I put them here with this elderberry tree. And I'm pretty sure it's rooting. Yeah, because it would have died by now. It's been about 3 weeks since I put this in here. So this is something I can give my daughter. Okay, now look at Pepper Place. You guys remember when I took almost all the leaves off of them? Look at them now, honey. Yes, we're going to have peppers in a few weeks. So each one of them are tied up and staked up. My camera was out of focus, but this food will be donated as well. Okay guys, I'm back out in the greenhouse, and in these 4 trays right here, I decided to plant squash. This is the second phase of my emergency garden. So in these 2 containers, I planted butternut squash, and as you can see, I put 2 seeds in each corner, or 3 seeds, a few down the middle and 2 on each side. And I'm going to thin these out. And I did the same thing here, except I did it a little bit different. I planted more closer together. I sowed 3 seeds in a cluster there, and a few down the center. I'm just going to cover that up. And I'm going to take these trays and I'm going to put them on top of wood chips. And when I thin them out, if I think that I need to put some of them directly into wood chips, by that time our rainy season will be over and we won't be in threat of the plants getting root rot from too much water. Because we have a we have a rainy season, then we have a drought season. So I'm just lightly covering these up. And I pre-watered the containers. But as you can see, it's pretty windy, so it's drying out fast, so I'm going to lightly water them again. So these 2 trays, this one right here and this one here, is butternut squash. And last year I grew for the first time this blue Hubbard squash. I really liked it. So in these 2 trays, you can see they have very large seeds, the blue Hubbard squash. And I'm just going to take some soil from here and just cover them up. Just covering up the seeds. And I will wet this again. And I have plenty of time to grow this squash. I might have to shade it if it gets too hot here in Mesquite, Texas. But that's what I'll do. I have plenty of shade cloth. I have plenty of T-post to attach it to, so it's not going to be an issue. The only issue I'm going to have is squash bugs. So I selected 2 varieties that usually in my area don't attract a lot of squash bugs. The zucchini, yellow summer squash, crookneck squash, those all really bring out the squash bugs. So I'm going to try these 2 varieties. I've never grown them this late in the season. I usually start them around February. But I like a challenge, and so that's what I'm going to do. Actually, I was inspired by a young lady who has her homestead, and she has a YouTube channel. Her name is Star Duster 2, and I want to recommend that you guys go to her channel when you leave here. When you finish watching this video, Star Duster 2. I'll leave a description of some of the stuff that she's growing that I'm very impressed with. And I'll also leave a link to her channel in my description box, so you could please go check her out. I decided to put a little bit more soil on top of the large seeds of the blue Hubbard squash. Okay? It's a beautiful day outside. And I'm going to water these in, and I think they will do well. Because I only have 2 butternut squash left from last year. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to watch my video. You guys know that I appreciate you very much. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share my video. You guys know that God loves you, and I love you too. Thank you for watching. Bye now.
The end.